The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-445-1044. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good afternoon from TFNN. Welcome to the September 30th wonderful Wednesday edition of today's Trader's Edge show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. Let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. Of course, the easiest way to do that, it's to always remember that life happens for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. That's the role of life. We're going to go check out the role of the bulls and the bears, the buyers and the sellers. We're going to go figure out what it is they're communicating to us at this time of the hour, 1 o'clock in the afternoon on September 30th. I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here. I'm here to serve you. So feel free to pick up that phone. Dial on in, 877-927-6648. Internationally, 727-445-1044. My email, steve@tfnn.com. And, of course, inside the Tiger's Den, we welcome all of your posts out there. This is wonderful Wednesday, of course. It's the Hotel California, sponsored by Tiger Financials Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. Right now, we got the Dow trading up 116 points. She's trading out at 16,165. The S&P's up 18 points, trading at 1902. NASDAQ Composite up 57 points, trading at 45.75. Russell's up about 7 points, trading at 1090. The DAX closed up 210 points. The FTSE closed up 152 points. A quick peek in on percentages where we're at. You've got the Dow's up about 0.7%. S&P is up 1%. NASDAQ Composite up 1.25 out there. NDX 100 up 1.4%. The Philadelphia semiconductor sector, that's up nearly 3% out there. In the case of percentages for the DAX, that finished up, room 222 in the DAX, 2.22%, and a little over 2.5% for the FTSE. If we take a look at what's moving the markets, dollar-wise, to the upside or to the downside, you've got Priceline lead the charge the upside, up $17 and change. It's 1.5%. Advanced Auto Parts up 10%, up $17. Ralph Lauren Corp up 13%. Google's up $12. You've got Valiant Pharmaceuticals up 7%. Synaptics up 17%. That's $11. To the downside, Esperion. They're all... I'll have to reboot the system for some reason. I don't know why it does this, but in any event, I can't tell you what's leading the charge to the downside exactly. So we'll come back, and we're not going to hit that right off the bat anyways. Two questions, though, that have already been posed to me by email. One, the question was, is today's candle a shooting star? But the writer didn't tell me what indice. So we'll take a look at that. And the other question was, and we'll do this sometime after the beginning of the at the half of the show, the half hour, is how do you find the gift in every set of circumstance? Something to think about. So I'll give you several different tools that you can use out there, because each of us have to be able to use these tools. So they're great tools. So we'll go ahead and do that. But let's start off and try to answer the first question. So I don't know what indice it is that the writer was asking about. But what I will do is I will show you well, first, this is the NASDAQ Composite. Right now you can see today we've got basically a doji. Does doji have any meaning to Stevie? Does it have any meaning to the Japanese who created the Japanese candlesticks and the doji mine in the rice fields out there? The answer is no, it doesn't. But what we can do, so it certainly wasn't, and again, when these candles don't really have a lot of meaning till the end of the day out here, but with regard to a shooting star, it looks just the opposite of a hammer. Now, the subtle difference is And by the way, today, even if you saw what is back here on this trading day of September 17th, I believe is the day out here, September 17th, when you take a look at that candlestick, that's a shooting star. So what you've got is you've got a small real body. You've got the wick of the candle that is twice the size of the body. And you can't have a very small wick at the bottom. It's got to be a small wick. If it's a large wick, it does not qualify. And if you're going to go ahead and use these candles as some type of signals, which you can, they're better off used in combination with a pattern that's out there. But nonetheless, the market does squawk, walk, and talk, and it also speaks to you and I in Japanese candlestick charting out here. The only reason that this is also this candle, if you see this candle here like this, if today it ends up being a candle that looks just like this one, out here from September 17th, the answer would be no. It would not be a shooting star. Why would that be? Well, the reason that it wouldn't is because they only occur in an uptrend. And this is where people take candlesticks and they get them all messed up out there. For example, sometimes you see a market that's moving higher and people will say it looks like a hammer up at the top, just like this candle right here, a little hanging man. Hanging man actually is a bearish reversal signal. Well, the hanging man has a cousin, long lost cousin, it would be the inverted hammer. It would be the shooting star that takes place towards the bottom of a trend. That's actually a bullish signal, or they call it a bullish signal. I'll tell you to take every hanging man and every inverted hammer and throw it out the window. It's really the next candle session that has all the meaning. But so inside the NASDAQ composite, after the open, cash indice, not doing a whole lot. If we take a look at the Dow Jones Industrial out here, you do have a bullish reversal signal. You've had a couple of them. We have this hammer candle that formed out here on September 24th. We saw it close just slightly below it on September 28th. Got a little bit of a morning star out here. That says that this area, and in order to have a morning star, the Dow's got to close at least halfway into this candlestick on September the 28th. And what I'm showing you on my screen is every possible candlestick that is out here, even the ones that really have no real significant meaning to you. So in any event, we've got some support. Now, how is that going to help you? Let me tell you how it's going to help you. Number one, we've seen a crack in this armor out here inside the Dow. In fact, we saw it close below this hammer out here on July the 7th. Prices went to lower levels. We saw a crack. We saw it close below both this hammer here on August 7th as well as the hammer on August the 12th. That obviously, once price broke through that, boom, went much lower. August 24th lows out here. Here's the deal. You see it close below this hammer candle again, which is 16,016. The market's going to go to the August 24th lows, but more likely than not, lower levels out there, just as we saw inside of the Russell 2000. In fact, if we go take a look at the candlesticks formed so far today in the Russell 2000, not much. Not much when we take a look at the cash indice out here. You can see that this looks very much like your shooting star-ish style candle, but it isn't. You're only going to see a shooting star inside an uptrend. So that's a little nuance out there. So anyways, we can come back to, we could spend all day on Japanese candlesticks out there, but if you just take a look at that one little nuance, it'll save you a ton. And I would also say, just get rid of every hanging man and every inverted hammer and just simply throw them out into the trash. Don't be using those as your reversal signals out there. And I'm just sharing that from experience. Now, let's go take a look at what the market is doing. We saw a nice move this morning, right? In fact, we saw a nice move from about 330, 340, 345 sometime yesterday afternoon, all the way up until about, what, 10 o'clock or so this morning. And let us not forget that the type of trend that we're in is called a downtrend. And if we take a look at the Dow futures contract here, we're looking at the 2-hour chart. We're taking a look at this descending price channel. We're taking a look at a nice seventh wave move to the downside that was formed out here. This was at about 4 o'clock in the morning. This was back on September 29th. That also happened to be a key reversal session. So that went ahead and just simply cemented the low of that descending price channel that you and I are looking at. Nice move yesterday. That seventh wave move inside the Dow futures were never taken out. And guess what? Price has run smack dab right into resistance, that descending price channel out there. That says if the Dow can close above that, then we're going to see a change in trend. We're going to see a short-term change in trend. Let's not forget, we're looking at a 2-hour chart inside of the Dow. So Price got up, and we can see that there's a new market profile that really just formed during the last the last hour, actually. When price pulled back, after it made its move up into the top of this descending price channel, you can see that prices, in essence, has moved back to what was old resistance. That's the old TAS market profile. That's the red dashed line going across my screen. Look at how price moved right to that level and found support. So now we've really got a battle going on between the bulls and the bears. And Dow futures, that's between 16,028, and at this stage here, we're going to have to say 16,195. You close above 16,195, then you've got your change in trend occurring out there. If we go take a look at the NQ, let's go take a look at its. Should we take a look at its 120-minute chart? Hey, we might as well. Why not? Because you can see it's actually got a shooting star. So if we take a look as price was moving up only in its first wave off of the bottom, here at 12 noon, the candlestick that was formed just over an hour ago, a shooting star. That says any close. Now, when price pulled back here, during the last hour, during the 12 to 1 o'clock hour, you can see that price still is trading and has found support at its TAS market profile high. That's at 41.23. In fact, this was a lot of work. There was a lot of energy that needed to be expended in order to get above this level out here. Because as you know, right, you and I know that when we have this little point of control level that's closer to resistance, which is a setup inside the NASDAQ on the 2-hour chart out here, that says that there are sellers just camped out. And in order to be able to get through those camped out sellers out there, that is a ton of work that the bulls, that the buyers have to do. So no wonder it got so tired. Of course, it really was that descending price channel inside the Dow that really was cementing the hook out there. Now, if, in fact, you're able to see the Dow get above that descending price channel, the NASDAQ get above the high out here that was formed at 12 noon. By the way, that high, let's go take a look, see if we can give you that number out here. That's at 41.69, even Steven. You see it close above that. What does that mean? Well, that means you're seeing a change in trend. You're seeing old resistance. That ought to become new support. And here's the larger setup inside of the NQ. What that says is that price ought to make its way up either to this little red diagonal trend line or the price channel line that's up here. And what's that priced out at? What is that level? In the NASDAQ, it's around the 42.50-ish area. Just depends on what time of the day or when that might be hit. So it could be lower than that, but somewhere around 42. And if price can't get up there, expect a rundown to test the bottom of that descending price channel. So that's what's going on as we take a look at intraday, what's happening inside of the markets. And it's really important because you're going to be able to understand what is really going on. With the Dow being up 147 points, the S&P up 22, Goldilocks back 13, silver down 7 pennies, light sweet crude off 12 cents. Oh, that euro Japanese yen not being a friend of the bulls today. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back. Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Trader's Edge, heard daily at TFNN.com and author of Mastering Probability, a daily investment and trading newsletter service that I send out each morning by 8 a.m. My morning newsletter service covers exactly what the markets have been doing since last night's close, providing you with an edge on your trading day ahead. You get actionable trading ideas, including the exact entry, stop, and profit targets. Plus, I'll teach you the patterns and hidden market correlations that will make you a better trader. As a subscriber, you'll gain access to my 90-minute money management workshop, where I'll teach you the secrets that'll save your assets. The bottom line, I've got your back, including a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the type of analysis I provide each trading day by signing up for Mastering Probability today. With nothing to lose, this is an offer you should not pass on. Mastering Probability can be found under Trading Newsletters on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
The Path of Least Resistance is David White's daily trading newsletter, and if you're looking for active trading ideas, then now's a perfect time for a 30-day free trial to this powerful daily trading advisory service. David uses his years of trading experience to offer his subscribers his trading ideas each morning in his Path of Least Resistance newsletter. Using a combination of equity trades along with options, David keeps his subscribers up to date with all pertinent market information with intraday afternoon updates when warranted. Don't miss out on this great chance to get a 30-day free trial to David's daily newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, with no obligation to pay anything. David has been delivering solid recommendations for his subscribers recently, and if you'd like to see the type of newsletter he delivers every morning, then visit the front page of TFNN and you'll find the Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. For all the details and to start your 30-day free trial today, log on to TFNN.com now.
Tiger TV is an exciting way to experience TFNN programming. See high-definition video, giving you crystal clear charts, as well as seeing some of the faces of TFNN's highly acclaimed financial experts with crisp, full-fidelity sound. Catch Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Larry Pesavento, Think or Swim, David White, Andy Hecht, and Daryl Martin in crystal clear, high-definition audio and video. Tiger TV, exclusively at TFNN.com. Steve takes your phone calls now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Welcome back. Dow's up 140, S&P's up 21 points. It was Jamie in Green Bay that had asked about the shooting star candle, and it was for the S&P 500. So as we take a look at the S&P 500, still the answer is no. So we've covered that there's not enough of a move and an uptrend out here in order for there to be a shooting star. In the S&P 500, there was a shooting star out here from September the 17th. If the S&P can close probably above 1906, 7, 8, somewhere around there, it's going to be halfway into this bar from September 28th. You'll actually have one of those three-river morning star patterns out there that is a bullish signal out here. But it's really going to be about breaking those trend lines, those channel lines out there that are really going to be key. Now, the markets have got their work cut out for them. Yesterday, you and I, we took a look at what was going on inside the euro Japanese yen. We saw that over the course of the last couple of days, it basically had been moving slightly higher. It wasn't selling off. And therefore, we just said, seems like the market ought to be able to bounce. And eventually it did, right from 3:30 till about 10 o'clock this morning. Nice move out here. But take a look at the currency pair now. Now this becomes your headwind for any move higher. Now, a key level, in my opinion, to be watching inside this currency pair with regard to future direction of our markets are going to be the swing points of May 26th. That's priced out at 133.10. And the swing point out here from September 4th, which is slightly lower. So let's just be more conservative. You see this currency pair closing below 132.23, and our markets are moving higher out there. Oh, my goodness, what a signal we will have received. that the markets will eventually get the memo. That memo will be time for you to catch up with me. And in the case of the Euro-Japanese yen, once it breaks through that area, other than retracement levels, which are natural areas of support or resistance, in this case here, you'd have to say it's probably the 129 level. There really is no level of support, and that says it can get all the way down into the 126 area. That's what's going on inside of that currency pair. Let's go take a look at the hard currency pair out here, Goldilocks. It's trading down 12 buckaroonies right now. Now, what gold has done, this happens to be our full moon chart out here. We know that the full moons, both you and I know that full moons, for whatever reason, I will tell you, consistency-wise, they have the largest turning impact or initiation type move impact on gold versus anything else. And why, I don't know. I just know that it does. You can go check it out yourself and see that it does. And voila, we certainly, with gold having just broken out slightly with volume back on September 24th of its descending trend line, as well as gold priced in euros. I haven't looked at gold priced in euros today. But we can see that gold has initiated itself to the downside. Now, what does that mean at this stage of the game? Well, you know, the move this morning was all the way down to the 0.786 retracement level. That's a price at 1110. Okay, I just need to go take a look at my data window. There we go. And what price got down to this morning was 1110, 0.8. versus 0.3. You got to love that. Now, you can also see a little bit of a rising trend line. That's coming off of the lows out here inside of from July 31st and the low out here of September 11th. If price closes below 1110 for whatever the reason, and you've got this full moon initiation move out here that's in place, you could actually say we've got a bit of a wedgie that is setting up out there. Be careful the wedgie patterns in which way they break. So if it breaks to the downside, it says to me gold, for whatever reason, is going to go down back and test the July 31st level out there at the 1079 range. Now, what is interesting about Goldilocks, as we go take a look at the other charts out here, is that the mining stocks have been fairly well behaved. We know the correlation, both you and I know the correlation between gold and the mining equities out here. So if we take a look at Rand Gold, it's up 9 cents today. So when I say behave pretty well, it isn't as if Rand Gold is pulled back, but Rand Gold's not exactly one of the stronger stocks out there. If we take a look at Agnico Eagle, which is one of the stronger stocks, this one here now has what we'll call a complex, A to B equals CD, meaning that the B point from September 18th was passed with volume of, well, I think I have to put the volume on my screen in order for that to, why don't I have it? Oh, I probably turned it off. You can't do that. There we go. It had volume. That B point had volume of 4.4 million shares. It was passed with 6.5 million shares. So looked good, looked real good. But now we're back inside the candle session of September 24th out there. Hey, the pullback is not too shabby, and it's doing everything it can to stay higher and fight the trend, that trend of Goldilocks. Maybe gold's found support, but if it hasn't, these mining equities out here, they're going to get trashed and thrashed. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
In quiet markets, investors search for new trading opportunities. We'd like to introduce you to a new product that provides opportunities even in flat markets. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a new and innovative Chicago-based exchange registered with the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their trading platform. Nadex never charges a fee to use their platform, which even includes real-time charts and full customization capability. Nadex's unique short-term binary options allow traders and investors to capitalize on strategies even when the underlying markets are quiet. Nadex's innovation has allowed them to come up with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com, or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Techno-Mental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Techno-Mental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you will lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Techno-Mental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
TFNN has just announced a brand new morning lineup that is geared specifically for traders in this volatile traders market. Every morning at 8 a.m., John Logan starts things off with his daily program, The Global Market Pulse. At 9 a.m., Larry Pesavento trades the market during the market open Monday through Friday on Trade What You See. At 10 a.m., Tom O'Brien hosts the Money Masters for the hour, and Basil Chapman hosts his Tiger Technicians Hour at 11 a.m. From 8 a.m. till noon every market day, these traders are with you as they provide up-to-the-second market information so that you can make the most educated and profitable trades possible. The new TFNN morning lineup is happening right now. Tune in to see for yourself what kind of actionable trading discussion they have each morning, Monday through Friday, starting at 8 a.m., live only on TigerTV at TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Dow's up 142, S&P's up 20, Composites up 65. Let me answer for our listener the question of how do you find a gift in every set of circumstance? If I was going to ask you, if you were going to maintain that belief structure, how would you find the gift in every set of circumstance? Because, you know like I do, none of us really have a silver spoon on our platter. And we know that the role of the universe is really to always test us. If you're trading and investing in these markets, my goodness, we get tested all of the time out there. So how do you find now? To ask the question, how do you find the gift in every set of circumstance, I have to presume that that means that somebody is struggling in order to be able to do that. And if you're struggling to be able to do that, that also would mean to me that what you're coming from is what I'll call a negative state. I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean that there are positive and negative states of mind out there. That's all. And each of us have to battle both those things. Just like you and I take a look at the battles of the Bulls and the Bears each and every day, and we use a set of tools. So the first element, in order to be able to find the gift of every set of circumstance, when life throws you the curveball, the very first thing that you must do is change your state. Because whenever that wave of negativity hits you, and that's really that wall that's going to hit you, when that's occurring, What you've got to do is you've got to be able to change your state. Go ahead and take it. Now, the easiest way to change your state, there's really only 3 things that you have to work on in order to change your state. And the cool thing is that there's one of those 3 things represents the lion's share of it, like 60 to 70% of your state. So whenever you are struck, and maybe this is somebody else in your life that you want to help them with, where you are dealing with how to find the good in every set of circumstances, you want to change their state, the very first thing you need to do is change their physiology. I promise you, when you are in a negative state, you tell me, which way are you looking, up or down? A person in a negative state, the more negative the state, the more they're looking down. So the very first thing you need to do, and go try this with a child. Go try this with a, not a baby, but go try this with a child that is crying. Okay, that for whatever reason is crying. You ask them to look up in the sky. Look at that light. Look at the star. Look at the light bulb. You ask them to look up. And what you're going to see, because you can test this out, you're going to see an immediate change of state. Your physiology, all you have to do is change that. Well, not all, but that's one of the things that you've got to do. So if you're trading, life is against you, whatever it is, get up out of your chair, walk around. In fact, if you're a golfer, just picture, how is it that, how would Jack Nicklaus walk down the fairway? Okay, if he was dealing with a bad shot, and he had to work his way out, he needed to, make the. How would Arnold Palmer walk down the fairway? How would Jordan Spieth? How would any of these folks walk? Picture that. If not a golfer, use some type of. And here's another clue: use some type of positive metaphor. You see, symbols, folks, symbols are very important. We are moved more by symbols than we are by words out there. So find some type of positive symbol out there. Now, I mentioned there are 3 ways. So your physiology is number 1. Number 2 is going to be your focus. I promise you, if you are trying to find the gift in every set of circumstance and you can't, you are focused on the problem, not the solution out there. Spend 95% of your time focused on the solutions, or 95% of the time focused on the positive or the positive intent out there. Change your focus. Focus on something more positive. You can find a way to do that. And then number 3, just simply use the proper words, okay? Because the combination of those 3 things will help you to change your state. Now, I don't want to spend a lot of time on this, but I did want to answer that question. Now, that's just really phase 1. Phase 2 out there of being able to find the gift in every set of circumstance, it just means you need to be a carpenter. And I don't use the word carpenter in a religious sense. What I mean by that is you have to learn how to be able to reframe what it is that is getting you down. It's all about reframing and elevating. It's really those 2 things out there. When you can become a great construction worker, a great reframer of the way that something happens, you're going to be able to find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to throw at you. I would be happy to talk to you guys about this for hours upon hours, because, look, I would never, and I promise you, I will never, ever, ever ask you to do something that I don't already do or that I wouldn't do. It's just not, I do know one thing. The only way to move someone in life is to have been moved yourself. So I've been through all this stuff. It is something that fascinates me. It is sets of tools. Look, metaphors, I mentioned, I'll leave you with this last thing. I've been through periods of time in my life where I thought I had, and I don't know about you, I felt like I had a noose around my neck. Have you ever felt like you had a noose around your neck? Now, let me tell you, that is about as negative a metaphor as you can possibly get. And how I changed it was I went out. I don't happen to have that necklace on right now. I changed it to putting instead of the word noose, I used a muse. And so I used to always have a muse around my neck. And whenever I got that feeling where it felt like there was a noose, all I had to do was touch it, and I could immediately reframe and elevate. In any event, reframing and elevating out here, we've got the Dow. She's up 140 points. S&P is up 21. Let's go check in on the summation index. Let's check on the price oscillators out here. Pretty amazing yesterday as we take a look at the Dow. We take a look at the Dow. When it closed yesterday, its price oscillator, a little squiggly blue line on my screen out here, closed above 0. It closed above 0, saying that the buyers were actually in control. Was pretty amazing out here. Now, that was in the opposite opposite meaning of what actually took place the day before, which was the trading session of September 28th, because we saw a close below that hammer candle that formed on September 24th. It was a smidgen, but a smidgen is all you needed out there. But here's the cool thing. Whether you're a bull or whether you're a bear out here, what I can promise you, don't know whether I can deliver, but I'm going to go ahead and try. But what I believe the market is promising you, how about that? It's not me. But what the market is promising you is when you see a close below 16,016, you can anticipate and expect the market to go test those August 24th lows. My contention is that it is the Russell 2000 that actually gave us that first message. In fact, it was the IWM. Let me do this. Let me put this up on my screen. Let me change tools out here, because the IWM really made a beautiful pattern yesterday. I just want to go ahead and find it out here for you. Let's see if I put this up on the screen, if this will happen. The IWM, as you know, I believe you know, the IWM, let's put this up here, already closed below the August 24th lows out there. So the Russell 2000 has been giving us the signal. Actually, its low was August 25th out here. So when we take a look at the IWM, it's already signaled to us that taking out the lows is really the soup du jour out here. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And that's really what it is that we're trying to identify out here. Now, what the Russell 2000 did yesterday was from its highs out here in the trading session of June 25th. It made a price relative strength divergent pattern out here. That meant that in the IWM, the weak link out here was actually moving lower with less relative weakness. Now, that's only a bullish pattern when you actually get that bullish reversal signal, which is what it is that we have today inside of the IWM. But it also was testing the top of that October 15th 2014 swing point and doing it with light volume out there. And it was a seventh wave to the downside. Talk about really a perfect setup for some type of bounce out here. But believe you me, or don't believe me, I believe that the message is that the market is not going to go test those August 24th lows. What the market is going to do is it's going to go ahead and blow away those lows. I can make the case for you that the beginning of that actually starts tomorrow. That what we're looking at here from the bounce standpoint is just that. It could be simply a one-day wonder. Now, if we take a look at the NASDAQ composite, that is right here in my crosshairs right now. That's the screen that you're looking at. Price oscillator not above zero. I'm not discounting that it can't bounce out here. I can just simply make the case there is a pattern that the market is following, and if it continues to follow it, we'll know, because the market will move lower tomorrow. And it'll move lower, and it'll move lower for the next couple of weeks out here. If that doesn't happen, then there's some other patterns that you and I can, says the chart's not showing. Hey, Steve-O, would you check on that inside the Tiger's Den, see if the charts are showing? Maybe somebody else inside the den as well, just to confirm. If there's anybody out there, we'll knock, knock, knock and see. Jay says he's got it. Sorry, Z, maybe try doing the reboot out there. Okay, he's got it. Perfect. So as we take a look at the NASDAQ composite, price oscillator below zero. If we were to get above zero today, if we see the closes above those channel lines out there, and then I'll say, okay, we've got more bounce in store. If I take a look at the New York Stock Exchange right now, price oscillator earlier this morning as the market opened, really nice market breadth, but it's lost some of that breadth. Look, this indicator here doesn't mean a hill of beans for you and I until the end of the day out here. And the only thing, the only thing that'll change my mind that these markets are not going to go lower by a long shot is if this candle right here inside the New York Stock Exchange, and only the New York Stock Exchange, which is the September 17th high, gets taken out. If that gets taken out, then I will say that the dance that the market is doing, it's a totally different dance, and I'll just simply have to reassess. But until that takes place, that's the deal. For you and I, take a look at long-term charts. Let's do that. We were talking about the New York Stock Exchange out here. We're going to end the month, and I don't know if the market's going to bounce higher from here or not. If it doesn't, and we close right around here on the New York Stock Exchange, we now have a close below the rising trend line from September in 2009. Not a good thing. It has never been a good thing in the past. I don't know why it would be a good thing in the future. So we're at 97.38. We're very close to it. You probably need another 40 points or so in order to get above that trend line. We'll check in on that tomorrow. But you get a close below that, and that is not good news. I mentioned the Russell 2000, a beautiful bottoming pattern, at least beautiful bouncing pattern out here. If we take a look at the Russell 2000 on its longer-term chart, it doesn't even stand a chance. There's no chance in romance out here for the Russell 2000 because the bounce is not going to be high enough to get its candle back above the trend line. This is the trend line. This is a little nuance out here. Most people are not looking at this trend. Only you and I that I know of. That's coming off of the 2000 top, the 2007 top. That's the red line going across my screen. Not a good scene out there for the Russell 2000. Now, where's it going to fall to next? It's going to fall down into the rising trend line, the black diagonal line on my screen out here off of the March 2009 low out there. If it gets below that, it's coming all the way back to the breakout area, the breakout from 2007. But we'll take things one step at a time. But Russell 2000 not looking too good out there. And I do believe it is providing both you and I with an important message. Hey, how about that NASDAQ composite out there? Well, we know price oscillators below zero out here. We know it's been taken to the woodshed. We know it's made a 100% move of a move, right? It's done that by getting all the way back up to its 2000 top out here. You got that 7-wave move. You got that price relative strength divergence pattern. Hey, let's do this. Let me do this for you because everybody's talking about the end of the quarter. Now, I won't say everybody because maybe your neighbors aren't talking about the end of the quarter, but you probably are. So let's go take a look at the end of the quarter, and let's go take a look at the end of the quarter as it relates to the NASDAQ composite out here. And let's go take a look at it. Let's go see if there's any similarities that you and I can find out here. Well, that's daily. We don't want daily. We want the quarterly chart. There we go. We got the quarterly chart out here. Oh, I got trend lines all over the place. Let me do this here. I can always put those things back on, so let's not worry about those trend lines. Come on. Let's not worry about that. Let's not worry about that. There we go. Now take a look at the candle that we've got here for this quarter. I don't even know why I got a down arrow out there, but in any event, I did. Come on, get rid of it. Does this month, which by the way is a key reversal quarter, not month. Okay, we're looking at a quarterly chart. So on a quarterly basis, inside of the NASDAQ composite, just to make matters worse, I didn't realize that until I got rid of all those lines on my chart, you actually have a key reversal month. After making a 100% move of a move, it's also a bearish engulfing, taking back the prior two quarters out here. The body of this candle, geez, it sure looks similar to the body of the candle in April of 2000, the quarter that began in April. So that was April, May, June of 2000 out there. So that's a similar pattern. Something to think about. Let's go take a look at the quarter out here we were talking about the Russell 2000. Shoot, let's go take a look at that out here. That is a big old bearish engulfing candle after making a doji on a quarterly basis. Imagine that. On a quarterly basis out here, the market made a doji. Now, I mentioned earlier we were looking at a doji and one of the charts, that was really, I think it was the NASDAQ composite for the day. And I said, hey, doesn't have any meaning to the rice to the individuals, the creators of the Japanese candlestick charting out there, because for them, when they took a look at it, and this is, centuries worth of experience out here, for them, dojis only meant something at resistance. And if we take a look at it, resistance meaning what? Resistance can be up at highs, can be at prior patterns out here. The Russell 2000, the doji, real tough. If you look at this chart out here, you don't see too many dojis. So you see a few coming back here into the 2000 to 2007 run. In any event, this doesn't look good. Let me put up the S&P 500 real quickly. We've got about 8 seconds to do that. Well, we can't. I didn't type in the right symbol. We'll look at it when we get back, folks. Steve Rhodes with TFNN.
Are China A-shares hot or not? If you trade China A-shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD, Directions Daily CSI 300 China A-share Bull and Bear ETFs. China A-shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC. TFNN is excited to offer a brand new piece of market scanning software unlike anything the industry has ever seen. John Logan and his team have spent years developing their market profile tools to finally be able to release the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. And right now you can get a 2-week trial absolutely free just by visiting TFNN.com and providing us your name and email address. The TAS Profile Scanner Plus is the premier market profile-based scanner in the industry. Powered by the acclaimed TAS proprietary algorithms, this feature-rich scanner is a standalone desktop software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Within 3 minutes of signing up, you can have the software downloaded and running on your computer with a complete roadmap of market indicators and inflection points to trade off using the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. Sign up today and try this amazing piece of software by visiting TFNN.com.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to the Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
Today, it's hard to tell if the economy is coming or going. Regardless, I want my money going in the direction I choose. If that's your stance as well, then you want to know how Everbank can help keep your money thriving just the way you want. Is growing your money a priority? Everbank is committed to a yield pledge promise to pay high yields on your checking, money market, and CD balances. Looking to diversify? Everbank ingeniously developed accessible ways to spread your money around the world into foreign currencies and even non-FDIC insured metals. And when it comes to your wealth, they bring a highly experienced and global perspective to help you manage it. Everbank's financial philosophy flies in the face of the status quo. They believe your money's performance should not be determined by today's economic circumstances, but by the drive to rise above them and create opportunities that favor your objectives. If that excites you, like it does me, call 1-855-750-4051 to find out what they can do for you. That's 1-855-750-4051. Call them today. Everbank is a member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Join David Dwight as he keeps you up to date on the latest tech stocks while he uses his Power Law Vector Indicator to identify the best trades. The Power Trading Hour, next on TFNN.
Welcome back. Dow's up 185. S&P is up 27. Somebody has woken the bulls back out of bed. Of course, if we take a look at the 120-minute charts here again, and we look at the ES Mini. Yesterday, we started taking, you and I were looking at the A to B equals CD patterns inside the 10-minute chart. I probably should have put the 10-minute chart up on my screen. But from low yesterday afternoon to the high that we saw out here at about the 10:30-ish time frame, we've seen only a 0.382 retracement. So if in fact that's on the 120-minute time frame, so if in fact somehow the ES Mini can take out the 1907 area, that will be pretty impressive out there. Now, what we also want to pay attention to, let me just throw this chart up on my screen here. Here's the 5-hour chart, but it more clearly identifies the descending trend lines, price channel, really, as we take a look at it. And that's the price channel coming off the high out here from September the 17th. We can go back further out here, but right now I'm just taking a look at the shorter term channel. I'll probably go to a daily chart to take a look at it. But let's just stay with this right now, this little short-term price channel that we're dealing with. In order for there to be more upside potential in the market for the next day or several days, I don't know what the time period is, for the next pattern to actually set up, look for the ES Mini has to clear the 1913 and a quarter area. It's got to, and I'd have to say probably even a little bit higher than that. But if it can clear 1913 and a quarter, stay above it. If that level becomes now new support versus old resistance, then the market will move higher. Then the idea that the market could start moving lower beginning tomorrow, that has to be put on hold. That does not mean that the market does not move lower. That just means that trying to time it and identify the actual date needs to be put off. And I don't know if it's put off for hours or a day or days out here. We'll just take things as you and I always do. We just know that the role of the market is to communicate to you and I, and it does it on a continuous and ongoing basis. And as long as we use both of our ears, which we've got two of them, and our eyes, of course, we use our eyes here because we're looking at different signals when we take a look at our palette that it's painting for us all the time. So that's going to be a level that you've got to be paying attention to out here. Otherwise, we just have nothing more than a nice little oversold bounce that's going on. Inside the NQ out here, if we take a look at on its 5-hour chart, we can see a nice little descending price channel out here. It's got quite a bit ways to go. Price-wise there, I believe we said about the 4240-ish type area. Inside of the Dow, just so we really round this out for you, because you can see price continues to try to bump its head up against that descending price channel. It is most likely the Dow that gives us the first message out here. At least that's what it looks like to me. If I go look at the daily charts, I don't know if I have these channel lines in the daily charts or not. Let me see. No, I don't. I just have the trend line out here inside the daily chart. Well, but even that, in the case of that trend line, which takes you back into the July 20th level, so a little bit longer trend than what you and I were looking at, that says that about 16.6 should be your next level of significant resistance out there. So if the Dow can get above the channel lines that we looked at, just anticipate that it's around the 16.5, 16.6 area that becomes its next significant level of PS, day resistance out there. So folks, do everything you can to reframe and elevate. Always. And if you find somebody that's not in a good frame of mind out there, subtly just change their physiology. Heck, walk up to them, rub their shoulders, get them to stand up. Better yet, get them to look up into the sky. Don't believe me, just try it out. Maybe you got to try it on yourself as well. Thanks so much for being here. Have a great day, and I look forward to seeing you on Terrific Thursday. Take care, folks.
Larry Pesavento has just started his brand new service, Fibonacci 24/7, and he's already delivering content to his subscribers on a daily basis when the market's opened and even on weekends. Each Monday, you'll receive Larry's written report that provides detailed commentary and a summary on the charts and videos that Larry sends out. And throughout the week, when warranted, Larry will send out via charts or videos or both the key markets that he is watching during the day. This will be up-to-the-date active trading information that will help you in your daily trading. In Larry's first week alone, he sent out 25 charts, 6 videos, and a full report to his subscribers in just 1 week. If you're a technical trader that uses patterns and retracements to trade, then Larry's service Fibonacci 24/7 is something that you must try. Right now, new subscribers can get a full 30-day money-back guarantee. With nothing to risk, sign up now to Larry Pesavento's Fibonacci 24/7 by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under Trading Newsletters.
You're watching Tiger TV.